Welcome to today's lesson. Today we are going to do the second part of algebraic expression. And believe me, if you do not have time to go through all the courses or all the chapters for preparing yourself for higher education or calculus or anything, this chapter, especially today's lesson, just do it if you do not have time. Again, I'm telling you, if you do not have time, just do this one. It will cover almost, it will make your life easier, and it will cover mostly of the things which you are having problem with, because mostly students, they are having problem with solving, or you can say the method how to solve the equations or how to simplify the expressions. So this will help you in that. Before going into detail, before going to algebraic expression, first thing we have to know, it is GCF, which is known as greatest common factor. But before going to greatest, first we should know what is meant by a factor. Then we will learn what is meant by common factor. Factor is a number which can divide the given divide given number completely. What does it mean by completely? It means the remainder will be zero. For example, if you are having 10, can you divide? Is there any number you can divide 10 with completely? For example, I'm dividing 10 by 5. So the answer will be 2, right? If it means, if I'm using actual expression here, how we used to divide 2, it will give you a 0, or we also use cross, so it is a remainder. So it means this 5 is a factor. There is another thing also. You can multiply this number by any number to get this one. If 5, you are saying 5 is a factor of 10, it means you can multiply this 5 by any number. It does not matter which number is it. You should get a 10 at the end. All right. So let's check how we can find factors, or you can say how can we find factors or greatest common factors. So the factor thing is easy and it's clear for you, I believe. So let's talk about the common factor. What you have to do to find common factor, first thing, you have to have, for example, there are two numbers. Let's say it is 45 and let's say it is 15. You need to find out GCF of 45 and 15. All right. So first thing we have to do, we have to find all the factors. Uh, I told you what does factor means, but now we will learn how we can find factors. For example, the first number we are having is 45. Factors of 45. Always remember, if you want to find any factors, a factor of any number, there are two factors which will be always there. The first is number one. One will always be a factor. The reason behind this, you can divide any number by this one, right? Because one is identity. And the last number is 45. You cannot have a factor in decimals. You cannot have factors in greater than the number itself. So the minimum number, the smallest factor is 1 for any number, and the largest one is the number itself. You cannot exceed this number itself. All right. So what you have to do, you have to go through from, let's say, how we'll do it. Let's do, can you divide 45 by 2? No, you cannot. Can you divide by 3? I know 3 multiplied by 15 is 45, right? So I will write a 3 here and I will write a 15 here. All right, because I can divide this 45 by 15 or by 3. All right. Let's talk about 5. Can you divide it by 5? 5 multiplied by, huh? It means 5 multiplied by 9 is 45. All right. Actually, I'm used to ask these type of questions while I'm in the class, so I just asked you. Tamam. Okay. So these are all factors of 45. Now we'll find the factors of 15. First factor always 1. The last factor is always 5. All right. Is there any other number? We know 3 multiplied by 5 is 15. So we have 3 and 5. You can check all the numbers. There are no other factors for this 15 also. So now we will look at the common factors. What are the common factors? All right, it has 3. Both has 3. So 3 is a common. Both have 5. 5 is a common. And both have 15. So 15 is a common. So which one is the greatest one from this? So GCF of 45 and 15 is 15. So I think it's clear for you. Let's take another example. Let's say uh, we have 6 and 8. So all right. So first of all, we have to find the factors of 6. Always first number 1, the last number 6. Then we have 2 multiplied by 3, 2 and 3. And then we have 8, 1, 8 at the end. We have 2 multiplied by 4 is 8. So which one is greatest? We have 1. 1 will always be same for all factors. The GCF, for GCF, we do not consider 1 of 6 and 8 is 2, because 2 is common between them and it is the only one. So it means it is the highest one. All right. So I think this is clear for you. Now we will use the same technique, but with algebraic expressions. So first thing is a trinomial. If you have trinomials, means you have a three terms. How we can factorize them? Then we will go for difference of the square formula. There are three formulas. We will look at to them. First, let's talk about the trinomials. All right. So for the trinomials, the generalized form of a trinomial, I will use the quadratic equation. Ax square plus bx plus c. If you have such type of algebraic expression in which you have three terms and their power is starting from the highest and going lowest, yeah, it does not matter that you have. Maybe it can be x to power of 4 and b x to power of 3 and so on. So it does not matter. The thing is, like, you should have three terms here like this. All right. So I took this example, so it will be easy for me and for you to understand what you actually need to do. What are the techniques you need to follow? All right. So if you want to factorize it, you need to factorize this middle number into two numbers. Let's say the first number is f and the second number is d. All right. How can we find which numbers we should choose? These two numbers will be factors of b. All right. So what you have to do, you have to find these factors as a product c, yani the first coefficient multiplied by the last one or the constant number. Once you find their product, it should be same as the product of these two numbers. All right. Means the product of the first and the last coefficient should be same as the number you are going to choose. And the second condition, this is condition number 1. And the second condition is you should, once you find their sum, when you add them, means b should be equal to f plus d. When you add or subtract them, they should be equal to the middle number b. All right. Let's take an example, then it will be clear for you. Let's say we have x square plus 5x plus 6. All right. So, or let's make it, I took this one, let's make it, sorry, I cannot do undo. Okay, I will, let's say we have 2x square plus 5x plus 3. So it will be easy to understand what I'm doing. 2x square plus 5x plus 3. So we need to find out two numbers. When you multiply them, the product should be same as this one. So the product is 2 multiplied by 3, which is 6. All right. So we need to find out numbers. When you find sum, they should be equal to 5. All right. There are many possibilities. 1 plus 4, 5, 2 plus 3. It's also 5. That's it. We do not have any further for this. All right. So it is clear, like 2 multiplied by 3 is 5. So what you will do, you will divide this 5 into two parts. You will write two numbers instead of 5. Let's say, I'm sorry, it will be 2x square, 2x square plus, let's say 2x plus 3x plus 3. Okay, here I did not add or anything by myself. Tamam. Why? Because when you will add them, they are like terms. And how we can add like terms? We did in the previous sessions. For adding like terms, you should add their coefficients. So 2 plus 3 will be 5. So it's mathematically correct. It's same thing. All right. Now, what you will do, you will find the common terms or whatever common you can take from here, from these two terms. We have 2x square and we have x, 2x. So the first thing which it can be taken as a common from here, it is 2. And the second thing is x. What you need to do, you need to find the least thing which they have. So you will take it common outside. So 2x. When I will take 2x from here, the remaining will be just x. If you do not understand this, how you can do it, whatever number you are taking outside as a common, divide the initial number, the actual number, by this number outside. Means 2x square divided by 2x. 2 will cancel with 2, x will cancel with 1x, so you will have only x left. All right. Plus 2x divided by 2x will be 1. Again, same thing you have to do. You have to find anything which you can take common outside. So it's clear it is 3 in this case. So once you will take 3 here, and once you will take from here, it will be only 1 left. Or if you want to check either the common thing you took is actually correct or not, what you can do, you can multiply them in your brain. 2x multiplied by x, it will be 2x square. 2x multiplied by 1, it will be 2x. Same thing, 3 multiplied by x, it will be 3x. 3 multiplied by 1, it will be 3. All right. So now we have two terms here. We have two terms. First one is this one. Remember, I told you the term means the numbers which are separated by a plus or minus sign. So there is a plus sign. The things which are in multiplication, they are same term, they are not different. All right. So we have two terms. One is 2x multiplied by x plus 1. The second one is 3 multiplied by x plus 1. And we know it is clear that x plus 1 and x plus 1 is same. So what you will do, you will take x plus 1 as a common. Again, same thing, if you will take x plus 1 from this term as a common, so the remaining will be only 2x. And the same thing goes here. So the remaining will be plus c. So if you have any trinomial, this is the process. This is how you can factorize the given trinomial. First thing you have to do, you have to find the factors, and the second thing is you have to add them. All right. So this x plus 1, 2x plus 3, both are factors of 2x square plus 5x plus 3. I think is it clear? Let's take another example. All right, so let's say we have, I was supposed to write question for this. Let's say any question, let's say 7, let's say 7x plus 12. All right. So now what you need to do, what is the coefficient here? It is 1. What is the coefficient here? It is 12. So 12 multiplied by 1, it is 12. So you need to find out two numbers. Their product should be equal to 12. How can we do it? By finding this number. You have to find two numbers. When you add them, it should be equal to 7. So how many possibilities you have? You have 1 plus 6. You have 2 plus 5. That's equal to 7. Then you have 3 plus 4. Is there any other possibility? No. Okay. So what you will do, you will try to multiply them. 1 multiplied by 6 is equal to 6, which is not equal to this. 2 multiplied by 5 is equal to 10. 3 multiplied by 4 is equal to 12. So what you need to do, which number you will be choosing. 1 multiplied by 6 is not equal to 12. So we cannot use it. 2 multiplied by 5 not equal to 12. So again, you cannot use it. So 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. So we will use this one. Now, how to use it? The same concept. What you will do, you will just write instead of this 7, you will write 3x and 4x. So it will be x square plus 3x plus 4x plus 12. All right. Again, the same method. What you have to do, you have to take first two terms, take anything common if there is any. For sure, there will be always. So if you will take x as a common, so divide x square by x, the remaining will be only x. Divide 3x by x, the remaining will be only 3. Again, a plus sign. The last two terms, take anything common you can. The first thing will be 4, which you can take as a common, which you can divide them completely by. So when you will divide 4x by 4, the remaining will be only x. When you will divide 12 by 4, the remainder will be only a 3. All right. So now we got two terms. We had 4 before. Now we converted 4 terms into two terms. All right. So in these two terms, check if there is anything which is common. It is clear the common term is x plus 3. And the remaining will be, when you took already x plus 3, the remaining will be x. You took x plus 3, the remaining will be plus 4. Sorry, it's not a plus sign here. There is no plus sign because it is in multiplication now. All right. Okay. So I think this topic is clear. We can do one more thing. I will tell you how we can do things very easily. You do not need to do all this stuff. If you are studying calculus, you can actually convert it into expressions directly. How to do it? First thing you have to do, is you have to understand which type of factors you are using. We consider we are using 3 and 4, right? Okay. So what you can do, if it is x square, x and a constant number, first write an x plus or minus whatever you are having, then x and close the bracket. Just write these factors here. What are the factors you found? 3 and 4. In case they are negative, so we can use it like, for example, if you are having x square minus, let's say minus x, and then you have minus 12. If this is the equation you are having, or the not equation, the algebraic expression you are having, and you want to factorize it, so we have to find numbers. When you will subtract them, the answer should be minus 1. So it will be minus 4 and plus 3, right? So what in that case, what will be the factors? You will write x, you will write x here. So what is the first factor? Plus 3, second factor minus 4, and that's it. You can do it always in this way also. It is easy and fast, but to reach at this level, the first thing you have to do, you have to do a lot of practice, so you will not do any mistake while solving it directly. I think this one is clear. If you have any type of question, try to write in comments. I will get back to you. All right. So the last, not the last, but in this type of solving algebraic expression, the last thing we are going to solve, or we are going to understand how we can do factorize the given algebraic expression, is by different squares. I'm sure all of you have studied formulas. You can do it. After doing this, I will explain to you if there is any term in which you cannot find any factor, how we can do it. But before going to that, let's talk about the difference of the square formula, because it is one of the most important thing also. This is if you have, let's say, two formulas, actually three formulas. Two are similar, which are similar, which are difference and sum and the different square formula. This is sum square formula. This is different square formula. A plus b whole square will be equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. And if you have a square minus b, so it will be just the difference will be, there will be a minus sign in with 2. The third formula, which is a square minus b square, is equal to a plus b multiplied by a minus b. These are the difference formulas you can use always. All right. So let's talk about the first one. If you want to prove them, you can prove. Let's say that one, if you are thinking maybe I'm writing a wrong formula, so it will be, what does this square mean? Square means the number will be multiplied by itself twice, right? So a multiplied by b, a plus b multiplied by a plus b. All right. So how can we do it? We learned in the last lesson, or you can, the same chapter, we learned how we can expand. You have to use distributive property. A, this first term will be multiplied with both, or the second given polynomial, then plus, so the b will be multiplied with the given polynomial, which is binomial in this case. So we will have, now we'll use distributive property, a distributed to a, which will be a square, a distributed to b, which will be a multiplied by b multiplied by a, b multiplied by b, it is b square. And we have used some properties, commutative properties, that a b will be equal to b a. How? You can say 3 multiplied by 5 is 15, but I want to say no, I don't want 3 multiplied by 5. I want 5 multiplied by 3. So I'm writing the second number first. Again, the answer will be 15. It will not have any effect. So I can say a plus, so it will be 2 a b, as they are same. So I will consider them as a like terms. So what are the coefficients of like terms? 1 and 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So this is the formula. If you can, if you want to find simplify the rest, do it. But believe me, all these formulas are correct, and you can check your books also. This will be available if you have studied in American curriculum in grade 10. If you have other curriculums, maybe grade 9 and 10. Mostly you will study these formulas in grade 9 or grade 10. All right. Okay. So how we can solve this question? For example, you are given with the question. Let's say it is 36 minus, let's say it is x squared. Let's talk about this. Okay, 36 minus x squared. So what you have to do here, try to convert. Okay, this is identical to this one, right? Sometime it will not be. I will tell you when it will not be. It will be, both are positive. In that case, you might not find this. All right. So what you have to do, you have to compare it with to this one. But look carefully. It is not a square. This is a square, but this is also not a square, and in between there is a negative sign. So this formula can be applied if I will convert the first number into a square. So how can we do it? You have to find 36 is the perfect square of which number. So I know 6 multiplied by 6 is 36, which means 6 square is 36, right? So I can write 6 square minus x square by using the same formula here. So I can say using formula of a square minus b square is equal to a plus b multiplied by a minus b. So this will be equal to 6 plus x and 6 minus x. Pretty easy, right? So this is how you will do it. All right, let's talk about something which is given. For example, you have a question like x square plus, and the end you have, let's say it is square of 16. All right, so it has 8. If, let's say, if you have this thing, so what you have to do, you have to compare it. X can be compared to this one. No, there is a negative sign here. We have a plus sign, so it means it can only be compared to this one. So you have to convert it into this form. The first number is squared. Okay, fine. The last number is squared. I have to convert it into squared. I know 4 square is 16. And now what I have to do, it should be a 2, then the first number without a square, okay, then the last number without a square, so the last number is 4. It should be like this. If it is like this, okay. If it is not, I have to make it. How I will make it, you will study in the next lessons. 2 multiplied by 8, I wrote it without telling you because I knew it was correct. I write it in thinking like it should be same. So 2 multiplied by 4 is 8. So we can do it. So if this is the situation, you will use the formula, which is a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. So it will be, you will take the first number, which is only x. I'm talking about the number itself, not with the power. And what you will do, you will take the last number without its power and you will write power of both as it. All right. So this is the technique we will be following. Now, if you will not be able to find a number like this, so you can add or subtract by 8x on both sides. So not both sides, like on this side of the expression, as there is no equation, so you do not have other sides. And that in that way you can simplify it. But we are not going to go in that detail right now because we are talking only algebraic expression. Once we reach to the equations, algebraic equation, and how to factorize, how to solve, how to find factors, and how to find roots, we will understand and I will explain to you. If you cannot make the middle term same as 2ab, how you can do it. So again, understanding in math does not going to help you unless you are going to do some practice. And I told you, you can use Kuta software website. It's KUTA software. It's one of the best website for finding mathematical worksheets. You can download any type of worksheets free of cost. And the best thing is in last page, you will find the answers. not solution, only answer. So there are some website in which you find solution. I will not recommend that because mostly then students will fall in the trap. They will start looking each answers or not answer each method of the each question and how to do it. Then they try to copy it, which is not beneficial for the students. Beneficial thing is you solve it, then you check your answer. If answer is correct, all right. If it is wrong, then you have to identify in which step you have done a mistake. All right. So I hope today's lesson is clear to you. It is, believe me, it is easy. It just need a big practice. If you understood this lesson, if you grab this lesson and you master it, then most of the problems while solving question in calculus or in your engineering will be easy for you because most of the problems students get in simplification, and these are the methods to simplify. So in next lesson, inshallah, we will be learning a new chapter, which is the chapter of equations and inequalities. We will know how to solve linear equation, quadratic equation, and if you have system of linear equations or system of inequalities or absolute value equations or inequalities, how we can solve it. Until that time, take care. Have a good day. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.